Hello and welcome to Joy in Our Town. I'm your host, Michelle Bell. Psalms 18:15 says, "The heart of the discerning acquire knowledge, and the ears of the wise seek it out." And I am delighted today that we have Brooke Beavers and Shaquan Eli II from Ignite Achievement Academy with us today. And our ears are all open. In regards to the education system across America, what are you noticing?
Well, first of all, bless you. Thank you for having us today. We're honored to be here. And with respect to education across the country, we have had the privilege of going across the country to see great models of education. Our work has been specifically in urban areas around the country, and we see a common theme, children who are coming to school and having to deal with the effects of generational poverty, institutional racism, and many other components that affect us with respect to stress. And so they are bringing this to the table every day and being expected to still perform at high levels. And so we've seen this not only across the board in different urban cities throughout the country, but also here in Indianapolis as well.
What would you say about Indianapolis and maybe the test results that children are receiving?
Well, it's not unlike anywhere else in big urban cities where you have high concentrations of individuals who are experiencing poverty. And so education in general, this is a very tough profession to be in. And our teachers are overworked, underpaid, and to have to deal with our own families and then the emotions and everything that comes with dealing with an entire classroom and trying to move those kids who may not have the academic supports from home. What we found is that it's not necessarily an academic gap that we're seeing more so than it is in an opportunity gap. And so we're excited about our program because we believe that we're going to be providing families in these urban communities with opportunities that will help to reduce the chasm.
Can you tell me a little bit about the Ignite Academy and exactly what you all do?
Sure. So we are the co-founders and heads of school of Ignite Achievement Academy, and we believe in the philosophy that there is no one leader in a school, but that a school is made up of many leaders, student leaders, teacher leaders, community leaders, and us at the helm. We believe that our model of co-leadership represents diversity in the community. It doesn't matter if you're black, if you're white, if you're a man or a woman, if you're coming together for the common good of kids, then we can achieve outcomes that are unimaginable. And so we're really excited about our co-leadership model. We had the opportunity to meet 7 years ago when we were in administrative school at Marian University. I was a traditional school teacher, my partner, a businessman. We came together, we found that we had the same passion for kids, and so it's always been a dream of ours to open our own school. And so now we get to see that dream come to fruition.
How many students do you have?
We anticipate having between 550 and 650 scholars.
And where is it at?
Right now we are at the proposed School 42 IPS, and the official vote will occur on March 16th.
Wonderful. Now, how can a person get involved with this outreach?
Well, one of the benefits and one of the things that we're most proud about is that our vision is to be a true community school. And so we believe that we will be able to achieve at high levels. We think that our model is very much progressive and forward thinking. And in order for us to achieve, we will only be able to do so to the degree that we have the community involvement. And so we have an open door policy. We want extra programming to engage our students and our families, wraparound services to engage our families. And so we can be reached through our website, through Facebook, all the social media. We can certainly be reached through there, but we would love for supporters to come into our school to help with the heavy lift.
Can you talk a little bit about the importance of family support with the children?
Absolutely. So, as mentioned, it takes the whole village. We can't do this on our own. And so family and community involvement is imperative to our school model. Our school model has 4 major pillars: accelerated achievement, community involvement, enrichment, and habits of success. And all of those are necessary to ensure that the school has and achieves high outcomes. So we anticipate having project-based learning for our science programming, in which we would have community members come into the school, work with the scholars, but then the scholars would also have an opportunity to go out into their community. We also intend to have goal teams where scholars will be held accountable not just by the principals or their teacher or their parent, but also a member of the community. So those are some of the things that we're working on. We also have a lot of great community partnerships.
Additionally, just to piggyback on what Brooke was saying, we have parent universities and opportunities for the engagement from outside community partners, as we mentioned, to come in and help support with programs, extra opportunities for education for our families as well. So we try to provide as many opportunities as possible for families to come into the school, to also engage around academics, but it also extends into the family.
How old are the scholars in your program?
We'll be serving scholars in grades K through 6th.
Okay, wonderful. I love this quote. You say, regardless of demographic or socioeconomic status, all children have a genius waiting to be unleashed and can achieve at high levels. I just love that, how the encouragement is that every child is capable of so much more. And I do believe that it takes a village to everybody adding their own certain flair into that child's life, to speak life into them. How does Ignite make that happen?
Well, we encourage individuality. We encourage personalized growth. And one of the things that I think separates our school and makes it special, and we believe that we're going to truly create a national model here, is that we are really focused on creating holistic environments. And the holistic environments speaks more than just academically, so a kid going from kindergarten to 1st grade to 2nd grade. It's more than what they do on a test. But we have to educate socially, emotionally, cognitively, with respect to health and fitness. All of these things are important. And so the holistic element, we are driving with neuroscientific information. So that's one of the foundations of our instruction, one of the foundations of our curriculum, one of the foundations of our culture, is what is the science saying about how we think, how we learn, how chronic stress, if a child is coming to school and they didn't eat last night, how does that affect our brain, and how does that affect the way that we might take in information? Mm-hmm. And so we use that science to help us with our decision making.
We're also being intentional about having martial arts infusion in our curriculum during gym class for our scholars. So we have a partnership with Level 10 Martial Arts College, and our scholars will receive martial arts twice a week. And our hope is that by the time they're in 6th grade, they will become junior black belts. And we're teaching them not just about the physical aspects, but also about the mental aspects of martial arts. So the self-discipline, self-control, focus. And so that's something that makes our programming unique as well.
So tell me about the curriculum.
Sure. So our curriculum is going to be accelerated, which means that we're going to expose all of our scholars to their current grade level standards and then a grade level above. We also are being very intentional about personalizing our curriculum, as Shai already mentioned, so that the curriculum is interesting to the scholars, that it's engaging to them. We have a partnership with the Historic Journey. It's an Afrocentric curriculum so that scholars will see themselves reflected throughout the day and to learn more about their own history.
So this is completely different than the normal public school.
Certainly has a lot of different elements, and we have a charter. And so what we found is that there are great charter schools and there are great public schools, and we have had the privilege of literally traveling around the world to see great models of education, be them public or charter or private or private. And so we are taking elements and components from here and there, and we think we're building a super school here in Indianapolis.
That is wonderful. That's wonderful. So a person can get involved by...
If you're interested, you can reach out at our website. It's igniteindy.org. We also have a Facebook page, Ignite Achievement Academy, and we also have Instagram and Twitter accounts.
Okay. And is this school provided for anyone in Indianapolis in those ages, or would they have to live in a certain area?
So we offer first priority to those scholars that live within the boundary of that school, but after that it's open to any scholar.
Can you explain a little bit about the test scores that children are currently receiving in Indianapolis? You had talked about the illiteracy rate among kids.
So I think with the scope of where we are with respect to the ISTEP and the progression that I think the state is taking, all this is kind of new. And so I think everyone, regardless of whether you're public or private or township, is kind of trying to figure this thing out together. And once the state settles in on a standardized test, then we feel like our program, irrespective of what that test is, will be able to achieve at high levels because of the holistic approach that we're taking, because of the neuroscience, and then of course because of all the enrichment that we plan to provide to our children. And so those exams, we feel that are a byproduct. The achievement is a byproduct of what we bring to the table.
And how is achievement marked?
Oh, in a lot of different ways. So we have goals that we've set forth in our charter school. Of course, we want our kids to do well with respect to the state test, but we also have a component with respect to, say, the martial arts or the social-emotional development of the children, being able to focus for extended periods of time. We're actually marking these and providing opportunities throughout the school day to provide them with opportunities to grow that mental acuity and mental focus. Some call it mindfulness, but times where they can just sit down and be and concentrate on one thing for extended periods of time, and we're excited about that.
We also have 2 academic goals. So one of our academic goals is the project-based learning that was mentioned before, that each scholar will lead 2 expeditions throughout the year where their parents will come in, different members of the community will come in, and they will get to present their projects that they've been working on. We also have a growth goal that all of our scholars will meet or exceed their growth targets in WEA, which is a standardized test that measures growth in reading and mathematics.
That is wonderful. Thank you, Shai, Brooke, for joining us today. And thank you for joining us at Joy in Our Town. You know, I just wanted to take a moment to encourage you that the joy of Jesus Christ that is in your heart, just get out there in your community and share that joy with others.